Jack, I went out to my observatory and this computer is still working. Right now I have my DS16C uh, running on the moon. I'm in video mode. Exposure time is only a little bit less than 12 milliseconds and the gain is to minimum. I'm going to show you how to capture darks. So let me go cap the scope. Let's see if I can reach the top of the scope. Okay, the scope is now covered. And the way you would capture the darks would be go to trigger mode. For sake of argument, I'm going to go to 10-second mode. I'm going to push the gain up a little bit so you can start to see some, see the gain goes up to 20. I'm going to go to 5, roughly 1/4 of the way. And I'm going to start the loop. And you can see at the bottom that it's counting down 10-second exposures. And now let me see if I can make it look nastier. Let me go to the histogram. Let me lower the white point to about 100. And now you can see on the screen what people have called colorful confetti. Those are the warm pixels that have resulted from the longer exposure and the higher gain. So now let me go to the dark field correction tab. I'm going to pick 5 and I'm going to go capture. You can see now I have 1 of 5. You can see the exposure counter at the bottom right. It's now almost to the next 10-second exposure. 2 of 5. 3 of 5. 4 of 5. And now I'm finishing the 5th. And when that happens, the counter goes away. So now what I want to do is I want to export. And I want to export it. I'm going to export to my desktop. And you can see the file format is DFC. That's the only format available for darks. I'm going to put down exposure 10 dash gain 5 histo 0-101 5 to indicate the number that I've captured. And I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to enable it. Click. And now that dark is enabled. So with the next exposure, that should totally clean up the image. And as you can see, it did. I'll disable the dark. You can see the warm pixels are back. Enable. Cleaned up. So now let me stop stop the trigger mode. I'm gonna disable or unengage the dark. So let me start it again. I'm going to go back to looping 10 seconds. I didn't change the gain. The gain is still at 5. And you'll see that the warm pixels are back. So what I want to do now, I want to go and import. And I had saved the file on my desktop. And it was exposure 10, gain 5, histo. That's the one. I want to open it and enable it. And let's see what happens at the end of the next 10-second exposure. Clean image. So that's how you apply darks. In the meantime, now I am going to disable applying the darks. I'm going to go back to video mode, and I'm going to uncap the scope and see if the moon is still there. I must have changed, oh, I changed the gain. Let me lower the gain back to minimum. Minimum gain, and there's the moon. Change the exposure slightly, and there it is. So that's how you capture darks and apply them.